Hello and welcome everyone to another episode of the SharpSHOOTers. As always, we're your hosts, Danny and Juice, with special guest host tonight, Luke from Accept the Wind. How you guys doing tonight?
What up? Doing great, Danny.
Yeah, I'm doing all right. Doing well. We appreciate y'all being here. Sorry for being a little bit late this week, but we got a big episode for you, jam-packed, some fun stuff. So let's dive right on in. First off, if you are here for the first time, welcome. We are the Sharpshooters. We host a weekly live show here on Twitch where we discuss the week that was in wrestling and then do some little like mini games, depending on the week here and there. Sometimes a tournament, sometimes a quiz or a ranking system. It varies. And yeah, if you have not before, you can subscribe to us. We would appreciate any and all support. Give us a follow, give us a subscription. If you do have Amazon Prime, you have Amazon Prime Gaming. With Amazon Prime Gaming, you get one free sub to use a month. You can give it to us. It doesn't cost you anything, and it supports us just as much as it would if you did normally. And this next part, I mean, usually this is when we plug the official band of the show, one of our sponsors. I don't know if we want to pass this one off to our special guest host here, but Accept the Win, the official band of the show. And we have one of the members here with us live tonight as a guest, longtime wrestling fan, longtime fan of the show. Luke, welcome once again. Anything you want to say about Accept the Win? Any plugs, any shows coming up, any new singles dropping? What do you got?
Thanks, Juice. And yeah, we are definitely honored of being the official band of the Sharpshooters. And yeah, we've been in the studio. We've recorded two songs that we're in the mastering phase of right now. And then we actually just recorded two more songs that we're almost completed with.
Nice.
All we have left to record is vocals. And those two will be coming out. All of them will be coming out sometime in the next few months. And we have a show on July 11th at 89 North in Patchogue.
Nice.
So
That
that's
is
coming down
Patchogue,
the pipe also.
Patchogue, New York, for any of you non-local folks
Patchogue,
listening
New
in.
York.
Apologies if you cannot make it, or maybe you want to make the trip. And lastly, Luke, where could our viewers find you on socials, or is there a preferred spot? I know we usually share our Spotify with them, but anywhere you want them to check you out mostly.
Instagram's very active, so it's at accept ACCEPT the wind. So at accept the wind, basically on all platforms, everywhere you will find us.
Accept it. There you go. Well done. All right, that's the official band of the show. We welcome you, and this is now where we usually do the trivia portion of our evening. And this week we're going to do a little bit differently. This week will not count for the official scores, so Danny can take a little bit of a breath of
No
little
score.
sigh of relief here. No scoring here.
Whoops, don't have it.
Luke has prepared a trivia question for the both of us, I believe. And I don't know how you want to do it, Danny. I don't know if it's multiple choice or whatnot, but I don't know if we want to like. I don't think it's a matter of being first. We can kind of just do like a 3, 2, 1 and guess same time. I don't know.
Yeah, if
But
we both think we have it, we'll
yeah.
try to get same time. If I don't think I have it and you most likely do, then I'll just let you guess. No problem.
Sure. So Luke,
Okay.
what kind of question we got today? Hit us.
I actually have two.
Oh,
Oh!
One I think is really easy, and I think you're probably going to get it. So
Okay. All right.
I wanted to
Well,
ask one that
that's for
might have
you.
been a little harder. So just background on my wrestling fanness. I got into WCW first in the 90s, and a lot of it had to do with two video games, WCW World Tour,
hell yeah.
WCW NWO World Tour, WCW versus NWO Revenge. So
Oh, yeah.
which wrestler that was a main eventer at the time, huge wrestler, was omitted from WCW versus NWO Revenge?
Hmm.
Was omitted from that?
Yes.
So they were a main eventer, or they just like
They
were
should
just-
have been in the game. There was every reason for them to be in the game, but they were not in the game.
Man, I played that game so much and I don't know.
When I tell you,
I
if you don't know, you're going to kick yourself.
No, the Giant was there.
See, I never played those games because by the time I got
And he
into
was active on the roster too. It wasn't like it was
Yeah.
like, oh, he wasn't in yet or there was a lapse. No, it was a known issue.
Jada Facu says he's got it. I might let you answer. Just give me a second.
I'm gonna say honestly, my answer is gonna be a guess. So
Yeah, definitely not Sting. Sting was
I'm not
definitely
gonna.
there.
I'm not gonna know it. I'll make a guess, but I'm not gonna know it.
Yeah,
World
go ahead, you
Tour
make
had
a
two
guess.
stings, actually. World Tour had two stings. You had the sting in quotes, and then you had the
Okay.
other,
Yeah, you
the
had
real
fake
sting.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
so just to
Yeah.
ask, so this is which game? WCW NWO World Tour.
Revenge.
No, this is Revenge.
And if you
This
could just tell
wrestler, I
me,
believe, was in World Tour. He was in World Tour.
did Revenge
And he
come
would have
before
been
or
in World
after?
Tour. And your
I don't
hint
know.
is he was probably in every single wrestling game before that.
All right. Well, was Revenge before or after World Tour?
Was it really Hogan?
It was after. It was not. It was not Hogan. Incorrect. Incorrect.
Danny's wrong. He's out. No.
This is a good one. For the
Yeah.
sake of
I
dead
don't.
air time, I'm gonna go with the Giant.
And I'll
The
go
Giant.
with. I'll go with Macho Man.
Macho Man's going, but Macho Man was in there.
So Macho Man was definitely in the NWO Red in
Yeah.
that. And the Giant, I believe, was in the NWO faction because I think it was split into factions.
Yeah.
Um,
Hold on, wait.
the-
Jay DeFalco, put it in chat. Let's see if he got it right because he said.
yeah,
he
I
said
can't
he
see
knew
the
it.
chat.
Plus,
so.
also he called you
Uh-oh.
vertical screen Jones. Just so you know, his guess is Ric Flair in caps.
That's correct.
Ric
There you
Flair, not in the game. Wow.
Ric
I
Flair
get
was
that,
having Ric Flair was having an issue with his contract. There was legal issues, and basically because of that, he was omitted from the video game.
That's a good one. I
So-
like that.
All right. Well, was that the easy or the hard one?
That was the easy one.
I thought that was going to be the easy one,
Oh, boy.
but I guess it's not.
Yeah. Well, see,
Um,
again,
that.
that was before I watched wrestling. I didn't play that game, so I had no clue.
I played that game so
question.
much, but I guess like I never
Yeah.
want to be Flair for some reason, or I just never.
I was
realized, like,
such a
wasn't-
WCW fan first.
WCW.
Like I could not have. I went like one day. I was just like, "There's nothing good on here anymore." Like it literally happened, which kind of leads into my next question.
Mhm.
What year did Nitro peak? What year did Nitro peak? And I'll give you guesses on what the main event was on the night
Year
it
did
was the
Nitro
highest.
peak.
Are you
I wanted to
saying-
do like
This is like a
really wanted to stump you guys, so I was going to do like night, month, and
you're
year.
saying like what was its
and-
highest rated night?
Oh, so are you saying
Yeah.
like, the
Okay.
TV ratings?
TV ratings, yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
what
that's
year
what I
was
thought you
what
meant.
year did it peak?
Wouldn't that be Goldberg versus Hogan on Nitro in Atlanta?
No, well, you got one of them right.
Well, I want to say it was in terms of the rating. I'm between 97 and 98. I want to go with 97 though. I think that's when the run really hit, and then 98 is when WWE and the tide. I think the tide started shifting.
Back
And
to
it probably is,
WWE. Yeah.
it probably is 98.
No,
I'm trying to think of when.
I thought it was 97.
I'm gonna stick with 97. I don't know. I have no clue what month because I wasn't watching then. Even if it was 98, it's early 98 because I'm thinking of when Foley won. When Foley won was when the ratings started shifting. They had the 83 weeks.
Yeah,
But-
that was in 98.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say 97.
Or
is
was that
the year.
99? Actually, you might be right. Wasn't Foley 99?
It was. That's why I'm like I don't know.
Oh,
It was like
maybe
the
it
spring of 99.
All right, so which year are you picking?
I'm
And I'll give
picking
you
90.
the rest of the background.
I'm picking 97, and I'm gonna say it was like the middle of the year.
Okay, Danny.
I
The
mean,
best I could do.
I think the Goldberg Hogan match, I think was 97. But now I'm also thinking 98 when they were doing all that stupid shit. I'm gonna go with early 98.
Okay. So 1998 is correct.
Okay.
The month, well, the exact night was August 31st, 1998. It scored a 6.0 rating. 1997 was a dominant year, it says, actually. Like, it was like probably their best year overall, but August 1998 was the best
Yeah.
night. 6.0 rating on the Nielsen. And
What
the
was
main
that?
event
was
was
that
a
the Finger Poke of Doom.
no. This was a triple threat. Was the main event. And you already guessed one of them correct, but if you want to guess the other two.
It's all you, Danny.
Triple threat main event, August '98. August '98. I don't know. Goldberg,
Not Goldberg.
Nash, and Hart. Random names. I have no idea about a Nitro in August.
Oh, actually, I misread it. It was not a triple threat. It was a
bitch.
It was a tag team, and Bret Hart was one of the participants.
Hey. So wait, wouldn't that have been? That would have been like Bret. Was that Bret Hogan?
Bret and Hogan, that's correct. Versus.
I want to say that was a WCW team. DDP and Piper.
No, not even close there.
I don't know.
Who was the biggest Who was like the biggest WCW advocate during that time versus the NWO?
It was Sting.
Of course. So Sting, and this one threw me.
Macho Man.
Because you're closer. Definitely an older guy.
Just tell us.
Lex Luger.
The classic tag team of Sting and Luger. That was
Sting and
Wolfpack
Luger.
then.
Yeah, that was Wolfpack.
I was thinking they were facing WCW for some reason, not Wolfpack.
And by the way, we can move on from the trivia now, but I just wanted to point out that while you were doing that, I did look up out of curiosity when the 83 weeks was. It was from June 96 to April 98. So 97 was right in the middle of all of that. And it's funny because the 83 weeks ratings win ended April 98, and you're saying the peak that they had was months later. So even though they lost the war, their peak still was after that, which is interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
There you go. The more you know. Those are good questions, though, Luke.
Well
done.
Thank you.
All right. On to our fans' probably favorite segment, our weekly 10 in 10, where we talk about the top 10 aspects of wrestling this week in hopefully 10 minutes, as Luke is trying to fix his vertical screen. Let's see how that works.
I'm like, what?
Well, now you're vertical
working?
sideways.
I don't know.
So
Does that
I don't
work?
know what happened there.
Vertical sideways?
No, now you're vertical sideways.
No.
That's stranger.
Right. You can just go back to what you were. It'll be all right.
I wasn't briefed on this.
It's no big deal.
Okay.
I didn't think
It's
it was.
okay.
I didn't think it was gonna be that bad. You probably have your phone on lock or something, so that's why it's That's why it's vertical stuck when you go sideways.
All right, gentlemen, it's time for the tit. Get your points ready. 10 points in 10 minutes. We're probably going to go over, but that's what this is all about.
Well, we also have a special last one this week, so it's definitely going to go a little bit over the 10 minutes, but that's all right. No issue there.
So, let's get going. First off, Collision this past week was awesome. What a whirlwind.
It really was a great Collision. I loved it.
It wasn't even Collision, technically. This was just AEW Fairway to Hell, the show on a golf course. It was 1 hour. I wish it was
so
2.
Strange.
But wild stuff. Show kicks off with a new national champion in Mark Davis beating Jack Perry. I was shocked. I didn't even process it. I was too busy thinking about what was going on that didn't even process that he won it. Awesome news. Any thoughts on Mark Davis winning? Also, Luke, really quick, did you watch this 1 hour golf episode or no?
No. I saw I watched Dynamite, but I didn't watch. I saw a clip of the golf episode, and I was like, "Oh, they're fighting on a golf course. That's cool."
Yeah, it was,
and
it was real strange to see them on the golf course. The arena was just like huge for how small the ring was compared to like all the land it was on, in a sense, because of the golf course. But they used it well, I think. So I wasn't too upset by it. It just looked strange. But no, Mark Davis winning was great. I did not expect that at all. It was a good surprise. I've been talking shit about that belt on Jack Perry for weeks now, so I'm just glad it's off. And it's good. I like that. We talked about this, where you don't need long reigns for every single championship. So some of these championships where we do like a month or two, I'm totally fine with that. So Mark Davis is new. And Mark Davis has been killing it too, so he deserves a little bit of a push. I like it. For
sure. Speaking of Mark Davis, Stadium Stampede also got beefed up. If you're unfamiliar with that, Stadium Stampede is a huge yearly multi-man hardcore match. It's usually a 5-on-5 where everyone just fights all around the stadium, usually to music playing while they fight and do crazy, dumb things. This year's, though, is going to be beefed up. I'm pretty sure this is the biggest one yet. They're doing 7-on-7.
Yeah, this is nuts.
going to be Chris Jericho, the Hurt Syndicate of Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin, Kenny Omega, Jack Perry, and the Young Bucks, teaming up against Ricochet, Bishop Khan, Toa Leona, Andrade, Mark Davis, and the Dogs. Um, I know I kind of brought it up last week. A lot of people I don't like are in this, but you know what? It'll be dumb and crazy enough that I will have fun and enjoy it. But what do you think of the lineup and they get beefed up like that?
I'm shocked that it's 7-on-7. Being live in the stadium, I'm going to be very interested to see what the experience is like, because like we've only seen it on TV. I've never experienced a live stadium stampede. So that's going to be wild to see, like what we can see, what we can't see, what they show on the screen. Like I want to see how different the experience is back home. Do you think? Well, I think the answer is yes. What song do you think they start out with, like they always do for these crazy matches?
They're definitely going to start. They're definitely going to start with Judas.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah,
just let that run.
He'll be the last one out. I think Judas will play. They'll definitely play Hurt People.
Oh,
Hurt People.
Keverlast brought up a good point. Do you think it'll be at Arthur Ashe or City Field?
So Keverlast, I did think that last night when they were showing the video package. I think it's way more likely they do Arthur Ashe.
Yeah.
I think logistically, whatever they're going to be doing or filming, pre-tape or not, I think that would make more sense. I don't think they're going to be at City. But who knows? Maybe they will. But I think it's going to be a great time. Next up, the women's four-way. Another shocker. We have Tekla defending in a fatal four-way match against Chris Statlander, Hikaru Shida, and Jamie Hayter. My first thoughts was that, okay, she's going to lose it here. But honestly, now that we know about the Owen, I think Tekla's going to retain. What do you think?
Yeah, I think Tekla's going to retain. I do like that it's a four-way, though. We were talking last week about like who she's going to face and how it gets a little repetitive. So this is like an easy answer for it, and I'm happy they went this route, especially with all the infighting with Statlander and Sheeta and stuff. So I think it's going to be a good match.
Yeah. Next up, some quick ROH points.
Luke, by the way, anything you saw on Dynamite, just throw on in there. Sometimes we don't pause.
That's what we got. That's what we got the time for at the end for him.
Gotcha. See you later.
So ROH points, really quick. This upcoming, I think tomorrow, is ROH Supercard of Honor, their next pay-per-view. And Athena will be defending in a 6-way Survival of the Fittest elimination match. And also a quick point that Nick Wayne lost the TV title to AR Fox on Ring of Honor TV this week, which I did not fact check it, but I'm 99% sure it is the first time a Ring of Honor title has changed hands on Ring of Honor TV since Tony Khan took over. What are your thoughts?
Very happy. Good for Tony Khan for finally doing that. Great decision. I mean, the Nick Wayne thing was obviously he's going to Japan for the tournament, so that's going to be interesting for him. And when he comes back, I think I'm interested to see how they push him after the tournament. And good for RH. I don't really watch it so I don't really have too much opinion. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, no, I just want to bring up Athena challenge, defending the belt with the women's Owen coming up, but we'll get to that in a minute. Will Ospreay, what'd you have there? You wanted to talk about Will.
So yeah, Will Ospreay this week came back. Finally had a pretty good match, I think, last night against why can't I think of his name right now? What's his name?
Austin.
Thank you, Ace Austin. Pretty good match last night. What's more interesting to me, and we'll talk more about it later with the Owen Cup, is where he's going now with the Ops and the Death Riders. They're kind of having like a little faction war over him, but he's also not choosing to be a Death Rider. So how do you think this? Yeah. What do you think of this story?
I'm still on board. I'm still digging it.
For
Obviously,
sure.
There's a muddiness to it, which is on purpose. You're not supposed to feel totally comfortable with it, I guess, because he is a face and they are technically heels. But I guess I want to see more Luke. Luke, your first impression of watching it, seeing that segment with Mox and Ospreay backstage on the rooftop, and then Ospreay's match. What did you think of it as a first-time viewer?
I will say that I enjoy how, just compared to WWE, how they're talking to each other and how the story is playing out. It feels more genuine in general. Moxley looks great. I'll say that. Like, great shape of his career. Like, he looks fantastic. I got to say that. I was like, oh wow, that's him. Like that. Damn. And obviously I'm getting new. I don't know anything about these factions yet. at all. I know nothing. So it was kind of interesting to see that play out when I don't really know anything. And it's like, Will Ospreay came back. Well, he's brand new to me, so I don't know exactly where all this is going to go. I will just say that the presentation of how things were going down made me curious rather than being like, oh, I can predict what's going to happen, which having watched Raw exclusively now for well over a year, I
can always predict what's going to happen.
It's kind of like, oh, I see exactly where this is going, and it's kind of, so they feel like it feels way more genuine how they're presenting the product, how it's being framed.
What I love more for you also is that for someone who doesn't know anything about the two factions, the two leaders you know very well in Samoa Joe and Jon Moxley.
Of course.
So it's like
that's why I saw Joe come out. I was very excited. I was very excited to see Joe, and very excited to see Mox, and So I still got to get to know the other characters.
For sure.
Of course. And to give you a quick background on it, basically Ospreay is like a quick, high-flying wrist taker kind of guy. He had neck surgery back during the summer, and he just came back, and the person that injured him was Moxley. So they're kind of, and now Moxley's a bad guy with that faction. Ospreay's a good guy. So it's kind of like, why is Ospreay going to him for guidance on how to heal his neck and wrestle differently at a different level to win the title? So that's this conflict of like, that kind of going on where his friends don't like that. So that's what's going on. Just to give you more context.
Next up, Brian Cage coming back last night. I think he looked fantastic. Just want to give him a little shout out. Looked great. Good to see him again. I'm not sure if you're a fan or not. I just saw the little head nods.
Yeah, I love Brian Cage. I'm happy to see him back. I thought he was going to be somebody in the Stadium Stampede. I'm still hype he's back.
Yeah, me
Hopefully
too.
He does get used often. Luke, are you familiar with Brian Cage? Was he in TNA at all when you watched? I don't think so.
No.
No, Brian Cage wasn't in TNA because Luke was watching around the same time I was. He came after we stopped.
Yeah. He did come after, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That dude, I remember being like, this dude, like, I mean, not to make accusations, but like, he's again, I watched WCW in the 90s, and I'm kind of like, oh, well, it looks like he's taking something, man, to be that jacked, like.
He's taking whatever Pac is taking. I'm also excited to see that he's back, that he's still with the Don Callis family and didn't get like kicked out, so that's good.
Yeah. Next up, the Conglomeration. A lot going on here. Before we dive in, Danny, Luke, are you familiar with the Conglomeration? When I say that name, do you know which group I'm talking about from last night? And what are your thoughts?
No, I missed that. No, I definitely missed that. So
did you see?
Which group was that?
That was the group where the loud redneck was backstage yelling and screaming things, babbling
with Orange Cassidy.
Oh my God. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I saw that. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So that group is called the Conglomeration. I don't want to compare it to the Oddities, but it's in the way of like a bunch of random people kind of grouped together.
It seemed like that's exactly what it seemed like. It seemed like it was just a weird backstage segment when the guy started going crazy. Everybody kind of was like half laughing and looked like and everything.
The Oddities?
Well, I'm trying to give him. Giving him a
it had that feel.
I like the comparison. It's a better version of them, but I like the comparison. That's so funny.
Yeah, they're not like the Oddities. I'm just saying though, there are kind of hodgepodge of people that have come together, but it works.
They're the GOB squad.
Yeah, they're all great. They're amazing. Big fan of the Conglomeration here on the show. Danny, what were your thoughts on them? Anything in particular?
Love the opening match. I love this trio things what they're doing with them. I love that they did a little backstage segment where Willow's back and she had her little book bag also. Briscoe coming back I thought was great. I kind of wish maybe they did a little more with him, but I also like the backstage segment with him. So it's not one of those things where you had to have like a crazy run-in, huge comeback, but it would have been nice also. So I don't know. But no, it was great. I love seeing him again. I miss him so much.
Oh yeah, my big thing is I'm wondering where they fit on the card, because whether it's the 0 hour or the main show, like, I mean, could they run Mox and Kyle O'Reilly again on the show? They kind of teased it.
They teased it, and Mox isn't doing anything.
So to be continued there.
And honestly, they're going to defend the trio styles. You're getting Orange Cassidy on the card.
I hope so, man.
So, oh my God, if we don't get Orange Cassidy on the card, I'm going to riot. I'm going to be so pissed.
From the little I've seen of Orange Cassidy, I find him very entertaining. But the thing that I have to wonder is he's a part of a faction. He doesn't seem like someone who would be a part of a faction. He seems like someone who would be.
That's why it. Oh yes,
he's very nonchalant about it. Yep. He's kind of just like, yeah, I'm here hanging out with my guys. And for a long time, he didn't want to do it because he was with another stable. They all broke up. and so he was really hesitant about doing it and being there for a while. He warmed up to it. So yeah. Next up, Darby Allin, the man of the month.
Yo,
The
crazy,
championship reign rolls
crazy.
on. Huge week for him, defending against Pac on the golf course. Awesome, awesome match with the table spot, throwing him
That
off the
was.
top of the
I'm. Thank God he
stage.
didn't fully miss, but he missed some of it.
Yeah, well, that's why you do 4 tables, Danny, because you're gonna
Jesus
miss two.
Christ, I was so scared.
And then defending against Takeshita, not Okada. Apparently, Okada had a family emergency, could not wrestle, so the match was
Yeah.
canceled. They put in Takeshita. Hopefully, everything's okay with Okada. Um, and Takeshita and Darby was awesome as well. And
Yes.
someone pointed out this. I noticed. I don't know if you did that. Everyone that Darby's been fighting so far have been people that he was supposed to fight in the Continental Classic back in the winter, and he got injured and didn't fight them. So if you go look, he's fought Takeshita,
Oh,
Knight.
that's
He's gonna
awesome.
fight
Didn't
Bailey
realize that.
now. Pac. So all the people that were in there, and Fletcher's injured, obviously. But
Looks like
yeah,
Bailey's up next, so that's pretty cool.
interesting observation. But
Yeah.
yeah, and most of all, we have Darby MJF. It's official for Double or Nothing. Hair versus title.
Wait, hold on. No, wait. Sorry. Going back to the Kesha match, and I texted you this last night. Some
Yeah.
of these bumps he's taking that aren't even like the crazy bumps like what he did with Pac. Taking the blue thunder bomb off the apron like that. Taking one of the
He's nuts.
I forgot what one of the other spots he took with Takeshita was yesterday though. I'm just looking at this man like he's not going to make it past like 40 in this business. Like he has to retire early the way he's putting his body through. It's crazy. It's crazy.
I know, but I love him.
The
I love it. I
suplex,
love
that's
it.
what it was. The suplex off the top, like that was. Oh my god, it's nuts.
Yeah. And if you go back and watch the Blue Thunder Bomb, Takeshita actually protected him really well.
Oh,
It
yeah.
looked good, but he protected him very well there.
No, it's
I love the reign what they've been doing, and honestly, I know I'm maybe setting myself up for heartbreak at Double or Nothing, but I currently think Darby's gonna beat him.
man. I'm so
think Dar-
torn. I don't know.
I think Darby's gonna beat him, and MJF's going bald.
I don't know. I mean, I would love that. That would be great story wise. I really don't because all my other thing is that like they're also setting up where he's having just defense after defense and like MJF. I don't know. It's so good.
So, Luke, as a first-time watcher last night of Dynamite, what did you think of the Darby MJF of it all? What were your thoughts on Darby Allin?
So I've seen Darby Allin before. You know, I know he had the thing with CM Punk when CM Punk came in. Obviously, he's like a protege of Sting based on his moveset. You know, between the Scorpion Death Drop, which I forgot how much I love that move. You know, I think it's just a really cool modified like DDT type thing. I think that's such a cool move. And the Scorpion Death Lock. I loved how he was signing the contract with the blood and the snot just dripping from his nose, just being like, I'm crazy, you know, like really driving that home. MJF not being intimidated by that, not even calling any attention to it. For them
Well, he
to
called him a
hype
rabbit
up,
dog.
for MJF to not get his head shaved after this, the way they're hyping it up is kind of like I feel like he has to lose. But you know, there's one thing I've seen about the short time that I've been watching this is that maybe it is a little more unpredictable. Maybe they're not going to do it. Maybe he's going to weasel out of it somehow, and he's going to cheat so he doesn't have to shave his head, and it's going to make people hate him more. That would be my general wrestling prediction based on the character that MJF is.
100%.
Yeah, well, and to give you a little context on this time of year, with the way things have shaken out with AEW, Double or Nothing is, if you want to think of it in WWE terms, we're essentially in the build to Royal Rumble season right now, and Double or Nothing is pretty much kicking off the road to their WrestleMania. So that's why right now we're at that point where like MJF could win, Darby could win. Whoever's the champion, will they be the champion defending against whoever wins the Owen Cup? So that's kind of what's going on right now with like seeing the tournament field and this match coming up and not knowing who's going to be in these matches. But yeah, it's going to be exciting. I cannot wait. It's going to be really good times. So with that, let's dive into the men's and the women's Owen Cups. We won't go match by match or whatever, but I have the pictures. I'll read off the matches really quick. Personally, I'll just come out and say I'm very disappointed in the fields. I think if you're going to do this tournament once a year and it's meant to be the main event of WrestleMania and essentially your Royal Rumble, you should have the best of the best in here. Like Omega should be in this. You should
Yeah.
have Okada and Takeshita in this. Jericho, Ricochet, people that like I can look at the field and say, damn, anyone could win this depending on what story they're going to tell.
Yep.
And when I look at the field, and no offense to any of them, well, some of them, uh, Jack Perry, Mark Davis, and even Claudio. Like I love Claudio, but he's been kind of cold this year in terms of AEW. Like Bandito, certain names like just should not be in there, and I'm a little let down by it. But I'm hyped as all hell that they're doing Joe and Will Ospreay at Double or Nothing. It's probably gonna be crazy enough one of the matches I'm most looking forward to.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great match. So I'm
First
totally
time
hyped
ever.
for that. First time
But, yeah,
ever. Nice.
Yep, they've never gone one on one ever, so I'm really excited for that. I'm a big fan of those. And then for the women, even more disappointing. You have Willow Nightingale versus Alex Windsor, Stephanie versus Suzuki, Sky Blue versus Sari, and Mina Shirakawa versus Athena. Half this field is not even on AEW TV. I get Forbidden Doors coming up, and that's what you're building to a little bit here, but it's just weak, man. Like I don't.
Yeah.
I look at this and Athena and Willow are the only two I can buy winning this thing. Um, and apparently Persephone and Sari are hurt right now. So like you're delaying. I don't
So
understand.
yeah,
like,
you're
this
delaying
much
their
talent.
matches till they're ready to go, which doesn't make sense. No offense to Sky Blue, but like you shouldn't be in. I don't know. It does. The women's
I mean,
is
you
weaker
can-
than the men's, which is disappointing also. But
I agree.
I'm not crazy about either one of them.
Yeah, listen, I'm gonna enjoy the matches. They'll be great, but as a tournament, doing what you're doing for the payoff, the field is not convincing.
Agreed.
And maybe he'll prove us wrong. I mean, I think he's done it before where we assume it's just gonna be this. Like, he could do he can have Brody go all the way. Brody beat Swerve or something, or he could have Mina go far and beat Athena. Who knows? But it looks pretty obvious right now that it's Osprey and Swerve and Athena and Willow.
Yep.
What are your thoughts, Danny?
No, I completely agree. It's. I feel like you kind of, in a better phrase, I guess, blew your load in the first round where you have Joe and Ospreay and Swerve and Bandito. Mark Davis and Perry we just watched. No one's like fiending for that match again. Claudio versus King is going to be a good match, but like I don't think either one of them are going to challenge for the title anytime soon. Brody just challenged for it, and Claudio they never really pushed like they should. And then, like you said, on the women's side, there's no real good matchup in the first round, I don't think. Mina and Athena are going to be okay. I don't think
It'll be fine.
I don't really know Sari enough to be like Sky Blue and Sari are going to kill it. I don't think so. Persephone and Hazuki, I hope they have a good match, but like at least I don't know. It just leaves, and they have a deep women's roster, so I don't even know why they need to pull out from other companies. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, and I'll always say it, but I prefer tournaments when they're a field of 16 versus 8. It makes
That
it more
too.
fun and
Yeah.
unpredictable. But
Especially because you have so many
default.
shows. You have Dynamite and Collision twice a week, and you have such a long time until wherever the finals is. I forget. Sorry, but like you have such a long
Forbidden
time.
Door.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah. So Harley writes, "Hi guys, maybe with one of the women that's hurt, they replaced with the one I hate, Mercedes." I did think that. I did think that. So here's the thing. I personally think that Tekla and Darby are not the champions walking into Double or Nothing. I mean,
Neither do
into
I.
All In. Into
I was
All
gonna say,
In.
yeah.
Into All In.
Double or
I
nothing. They
think-
better be. That'd be weird.
I have a feeling that I don't know who's going to win the women's one, but I don't think Tekla makes it the whole way. And then the men's, I think somehow, some way, Omega walks in as champion, defending against Osprey. That's what I think.
Yeah,
they're
you had
doing.
said that before.
And I think MJF is going to get Paige. But then I'm kind of like, I don't know what you do with Darby, because unless you run back Darby and Mox, or Darby and Swerve or something, but yeah, that's kind of my current thought. But let's put a pin in all that now. We're already way over time, which we knew was going to happen with the Owen Cup being revealed and Luke being
Yeah.
there. Luke, I don't know if you see the screen, but we can stop the
I
timer.
can.
We can stop the timer and the clock now. We have a special segment planned just for you. No time. The floor is yours. We call this segment Hard Truths with Hardcastle. You now have the floor. Anything else you saw on Dynamite last night, and anything else you've seen on WWE in recent memory that you want to talk about, um, go. Let's hear it. What do you got? Doesn't have to be a hot
Uh,
take, just whatever you want to say.
I mean, I just what I enjoyed with I'll say this about Dynamite in general. I love the way they're presenting wrestling. I love the way that they are just presenting the product. You don't need a feud to have a good wrestling match between two people. They're just going out there and they're doing their thing. Some of them are shaking hands at the end. You don't need necessarily heel face type of thing, and I think that's really important because uh, it's not that feuds get old, it's a part of wrestling, but when you're doing it all the time, it just loses its steam. You know, most recently, and I'll shift to WWE here, I'm still back way behind on Raw. I'm weeks behind on Raw. I didn't even get up to the WrestleMania Raw because I just haven't really cared to watch. But you know, the whole run they were doing with Natty and Maxine Dupree was just awful. And Natty, I just could not take her seriously. I haven't really been able to take Natty seriously, but the going back, like I remember when she had that segment when we were watching where they made her fart on screen. Like, now you want me to take her seriously as some crazy heel that's like ruthless and scary, but you gave her the name Natty instead of Natalia because that's what she wants to be called. But now she's supposed to be the badass. Like none of this is matching, you know, and you know, she's got that grill thing or the mouth guard or whatever the hell it is. And I was like, what the hell even is this? They like stopped the match. And I was like, this
Those
is
are little
so
cat fangs.
unbelievable. And as far as that goes, I'm really sad about Kyrie Sane, and the reason why is like she was a part of Asuka's story, and I feel like a WWE executive sat down. One of those people in those writing rooms when we see on the documentaries said, "Do we really need 3 Japanese girls on TV?" And like I feel like that was what they said, and they were like, "No, we're cutting it," and they got rid of her. And I don't think it's fair because I don't think she had a fair shot. She was good. You know what I mean? I don't. So it's frustrating. I wanted to give Punk his run until he lost. The little I've watched of the most recent Raw, the clips that I've seen on Facebook and online and stuff, just seeing Roman there again with the Usos just doesn't excite me at all. Just
Same old, same
like
old.
it just does not excite me at all. What are we going to throw Paul Heyman back in the mix with them? And then just like it doesn't excite me. It doesn't make me want to watch WWE. It doesn't make me interested in the product. And yeah, that's that. I've been very just disillusioned with it. I just very disappointed because I thought it had more potential and whatever. So
No, dude, I get it, man. And I'll remind you, I mean, you have HBO Max. You now know where to find Dynamite and Collision every Wednesday and Saturday night at 8 p.m. And even if you don't watch it live, it is available anytime on demand afterwards. And even if you just do Dynamite, that's fine. I mean, Collision is not a different brand, it is a continuation. But if you only have time for 2 hours a week, you got Dynamite, man. I'm telling you, you'll enjoy yourself way more weekly watching wrestling than whatever you're hate watching now. By all means, if you are enjoying more than you're not enjoying, keep
yeah.
watching. But you know, we've been there, we've watched it.
Listen,
So
Luke,
I only
I
have
try to
one.
explain to them, and they just don't get it, man. We're holding on hope for that like 10% every show that's good. We're holding on hope that might grow a little more, and each week it might be like 12% and then 15%, and they just continue to disappoint us. It's not our fault.
You know what?
It's
You know
just
what?
it's very very difficult to be like to not want to just take out my phone and look and just be like, oh yeah, I'll just watch something else here because this is just on in the
100%.
background.
100%.
You know.
Juice, what were you gonna say?
So you sound like somebody in an abusive relationship, my friend. You have to get out. Oh, this is gonna be the week. This is gonna be the
This is
fall.
gonna. I can
Things are
change.
gonna
We
get
can
better.
change them. We can.
Punk is fighting Finn
They
tonight.
just need.
Everything's back on
They
track.
just need to
Like,
listen. All right. So
But
we have
like, look,
15.
like AJ Styles is gone. Punk is apparently
I
off
know.
TV. Like, you know, it's just what are we doing? And I don't really see much in the young talent. They're pushing Oba, and he's fun, I guess, but it's the same shit.
Oba's a
You
big
know,
boy, though.
like,
Oba's a
you know,
beast.
it's like we're doing the Brock Lesnar thing. He beat Brock Lesnar. Now what? You know,
now
like
he's
where
Brock Lesnar.
you know, but this, how far are they going to take this?
Well,
You know,
to be honest with
and
you, so just so you know, what they've done now is an open challenge,
Just lazy.
which is lazy. And this past week, no one wanted to answer his open challenge, so he went backstage and just beat up Garza and Angel, and Well, Angel Garza's the same person. Humberto and Garza, sorry. And then that was his segment. So he's running out of people already. So I don't know where they're going to go with
Listen,
it.
I'm not crazy about them, but I would respect the hell out of them if they had the balls just to give Oba or Fatu the belt. Just fucking now. Do it now. Give him the title. I'd be like, you know what? Good for you. I
I'm
don't
telling
like them,
you,
but
if
at least you took a swing.
they're
It's not
pushing,
Cody
they're
or
pushing
Roman.
Fatu to the point where they might give it to him at the next pay per view. They might flip it where he's actually going to be like the new head of the table and the Usos turn on Roman. They might do it. I don't know if they will, but there's
No, but like I'm sick of that shit too because it turns into like, oh, a Roman Reigns. Now we have to feel bad for him again because people turned on him story again. Like it's the same shit, man, and it's just exhausting. I have no interest in a Roman Reigns title run. I do not want to watch it. Like if I were John, if we were back in your room years ago, I would be the one with the remote fast forwarding the segments because I have no interest in watching any of it because it's useless. It's no interest in it at all. And furthermore, on WWE, they do these entrances now that are like legit 5 to 10 minutes long. And
everybody's
like,
the Undertaker.
I love a good entrance. I do. I used to buy the WWF volume things and listen to the music and whatever. I loved it. This is crazy with the Usos and everybody else. It's taking you 10 minutes to get to the ring sometimes. Like, oh yeah, it's fun for the crowd, but that's all they're seeing. You know, and I get it. But when I'm at home, I'm like, yo, come on, bro. I don't want to watch this. Like, fast forward. Like, I don't care. And you get 20 minutes. I saw one of the Raws I watched 20 minutes in, and there had been like 5 minutes of wrestling.
Somebody in the chat.
Not even.
Keverlass said that he can see you doing the Oba strut.
He wants to see you doing the Oba Femi walk. I can see you doing it, especially on your way to eating. Like if your food's on the table already.
His wife calls in for dinner. He's just like, all right, time to go. Here we go.
He's getting ready to eat. Yeah, I can see it.
All right.
Okay, so before we move on, one last question, AEW related. From watching Dynamite last night, out of people you never saw or never knew about until last night, favorite person?
Young Bucks.
Favorite, least favorite?
Young Bucks.
Is your favorite and least favorite?
No, my Young Bucks were my favorite, 100%.
Sorry, Juice.
It's okay. I can respect it. He doesn't know. He doesn't know.
I don't know. I thought they were awesome to watch. You know what I mean? I know some of the moves were kind of like whatever because the spots have to go a certain way or else they can't nail it, which John ruined me for. Juice ruined me for because I never probably would have seen it if he didn't point these things out to me when we were living together. But I really enjoyed watching the Young Bucks. And I don't
government name.
I know.
I don't know that I can say that I dislike anyone yet. From a wrestling talent standpoint, I will say that when watching the women, there was maybe because there was too many at a time, no one jumped out at me.
Okay, I was going to ask you if there was a woman that stood out.
So and then they didn't, not yet. Maybe when there's not it seemed like there were like 20 people out there at some point. It was like, okay. Maybe when I start watching the individual matches or stuff, maybe then I'll have an opinion on that. But for now, I can't really say anybody for sure. I mean, I've seen the MJF character before, right? He's got like the EC3 elements and stuff like that in it. So I know we're supposed to hate him, but it's like a good hate in the way that like you expect his obnoxiousness to be obnoxious. But he seems like he's going to tell a good story with the storyline, just how he's setting it up, teasing the tombstone off the top rope. You know what I mean? The finger with the pinky ring and all that. Is that going to be his way out? Is that going to be his thing? You know, but I can't say from a talent standpoint who I dislike, or even from like a promo standpoint who I dislike. I couldn't really give you an answer there yet.
No, that's good. But nobody had that impression on you.
I did really enjoy the Young Bucks. I guess that's the wrong answer, but
just for juice.
It's we're not going to go there. I'll talk to you offline.
I don't mind the Young Bucks. It's all right. It's all right, Luke. All right, so we instead of starting the tournament and going to commercial, we're going to take a commercial now and then get into the tournament when we get back. So please stay tuned and enjoy the sounds of Accept the Win while you wait. Be right back.
I'll tell you during commercial. You can come back and apologize.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to a worked up Juice and a now knowledgeable Luke as we come back from our commercial break. And we are getting into this week our special segment. We are doing a tournament tonight. For those of you that didn't hear last week or earlier tonight, we're doing a one-time pay-per-view. This is only WWE/WWF, and only pay-per-views that happen once for their specific company. So I think like one of these pay-per-views happened in the original ECW, but not in the WWF version.
No, that doesn't count.
Yeah. So we're just doing the WWF.
No,
WWE
that should be
version.
disqualified. Should be disqualified.
Well, it happens because we need.
If you think
we need to
ECW,
finish the list.
if you think ECW ended in a bankruptcy court in Atlanta in 2001, to quote Paul Heyman, I
Get him.
won't say it.
Get him, Luke.
All right. Well, so just so you guys at home know our bracket, we have our list of one-time pay-per-views. We have Capital Carnage, Great Balls of Fire, No Holds Barred, the match and the movie, Greatest Royal Rumble, Fatal 4-Way, One Night Only, Bash in Berlin, Breaking Point, Invasion, WrestlePalooza, This Tuesday in Texas, Beast in the East. Ooh, I should fix that. Hey, see, I see my own typos as I read. Stomping Ground, December to Dismember, Capital Punishment, and Day 1. So we have a field of 16. We're going to get them all done tonight, so buckle in. Here we go with our first matchup.
Well, two more things just to clarify.
Go ahead.
There are no vetoes.
No vetoes. Yeah, no vetoes.
We're not doing the veto gimmick tonight. And it is best 2 out of 3.
Yes, that's what we got. A third one.
Doesn't matter who goes first, whether their vote, and there's no teams or anything like that. And we're voting for correct me if I'm wrong, we're voting for the best card
Yes.
out of these shows. Not necessarily just the name.
Yeah.
The card itself. So just so our fans know exactly what we're doing here. So.
And the seeding was random. The matchups were random since we didn't know how to seed them. I just randomly put them together. So no rhyme or reason.
All right.
First matchup, we have Capital Carnage. Oh, we got to fix that so we can see Juice better. Versus Great Balls of Fire. So I put a little info here. The year where they took place, the cage match rating, and the main event of that specific pay-per-view. So for Capital Carnage, that was in 98 in the UK. Cage match gave it a 4.13, and their main event was a fatal 4-way where Stone Cold defeated Kane, Mankind, and The Undertaker. It was no title or anything on the line, anything like that. Great Balls of Fire was more recent in 2017. Cage match gave that a 6.61, and the main event was Brock Lesnar defeating Samoa Joe for the Universal title.
Joey Samoa? I know him.
Samoa. So both cards were pretty packed. Great Balls of Fire had 9 matches. Capital Carnage had 11. And both cards had a lot of their big names on it. So not like the WWE pay-per-views we've seen that with 5 matches. So what did you guys think in your research?
So before we dive in, just a little context for Luke in case he's not familiar with it. Cage Match. I don't know are you familiar with CageMatch.net, the website?
No.
Okay, so pretty much Cage Match, what you're seeing here for all these little bits, Cage Match is the rating given to the show by the fans online. It's out of 10, so most of these are going to be on the lower side. I just wanted you to know what that number and what that term is. I don't want you thinking it's like a cage match on the show every time or something like that.
Yeah, it'll be honest when we get to
confusing.
it, but I'll let you guys know who the lowest rated one was and who the highest rated one was.
Yeah. So I'll start. I just want to give some extra context here because when doing my research about these, I have not seen all of these shows, but I read the cards, I read up about them, and I looked up what I could in clips.
Mm-hmm.
Some with Capital Carnage, you mentioned there were 11 matches, but a good chunk of those were, I believe, just on like dark matches or not aired on the pay-per-view. So I don't know if they really should count.
Let's see. Go ahead, continue. I'll let you know.
Yeah, and some other notes from this show. This was the show where JR had his second Bell's palsy attack.
Yeah.
And at the show, I believe it happened on the air or right before they went on air, and he was off for a few months before coming back to TV. Me personally, I am voting for Great Balls of Fire. I don't think Capital Carnage should be on this list, and I'll say this again for another few shows as we continue. This show only aired in the UK. Even though it was a pay-per-view, there was no way in the US to order this pay-per-view and watch it. There was no WWE Network, there was no YouTube. So
Oh, I
I don't
rented this
really
from Blockbuster. I watched this when I was a
well,
kid.
well from Blockbuster. But I'm saying if you wanted to buy the pay-per-view and watch it live, you only could do it if you were in the UK. And I disqualify that. I don't
That's
really
rude.
count that.
That's
So I'm
racist.
going with Great Balls of Fire, but that's my vote.
Yeah. First off, I just want to say that pretty, for lack of a better term, ballsy to name a pay-per-view Great Balls of Fire in 2017 and having anybody take it seriously.
I don't think
That's
anyone did.
actually it impressive that anybody did that. I will say that there seems to be a real barn burner match between Kurt Hawkins and Heath Slater on that bill, from what I'm seeing here. Yeah, imagine that was a real classic.
5 more minutes.
So I don't know. I mean, listen, Brock Lesnar won, which automatically makes me like not whatever. I would have loved to see Joe win. I mean, when I look at this is Capital Carnage we're looking at, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Like if you asked me to watch like one of these two pay-per-views today, like if I see the card between the
Say it,
two,
Luke.
I'm definitely doing Capital Carnage.
Thank you.
Like it's like Great Balls of Fire again. Like, what am I supposed to do during a Kurt Hawkins Heath Slater match? Like,
Okay.
honestly,
Listen,
like,
in defense of that, you can say the same thing, and I agree with you that I think I'd rather watch Capital Carnage. But we also had like Tiger Ali Singh versus Edge. That wasn't anything to write home about. Triple H versus Jeff Jarrett was definitely not a great match from Capital Carnage either. Juice, to correct you, it was 10 matches on the main card. Only one of those 11 were a dark match.
Okay. All right. Well, still, I wasn't. I think I just started watching during this point.
Yeah, just letting you know, you had asked.
No, but I'm saying I just started watching during this time, and I don't remember them ever promoting this pay-per-view during my first month of watching WWF. So
Yeah.
I don't know, man. If we're doing a one-time pay-per-view and the greatest one, I just can't count something that was essentially a UK house show that was
That's fair.
pay-per-view for them. That's
Luke,
all.
what's your vote? So we know Juice is Great Balls of Fire. What do you think?
Capital Carnage. I have to
Capital
look at this.
Carnage.
Look at this thing. Ken Shamrock with Big Boss Man, who I don't really care for, against Steve Blackman. Like, what a great feud.
That was for the IC
I would
belt,
love
too.
to see them fight again, man. And those are two like technical mid carders right there, man. I would love. That's not even like the big guys, like Stone Cold versus Kane, Mankind, and The Undertaker. We're not even talking about The Rock defeated X-Pac and there was China in the corner. Like, we're not even talking about that. Like, a mid-card match on this, and I want to watch it. I want to watch Gangrel versus defeated Al Snow,
right.
even though Gangrel probably performed mediocre. But you know what? Like, whatever. Like,
All right.
I would rather see that than Great Balls of Fire.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so no, I totally, just looking at the card, I do agree. I think Capital Carnage had a better card than Great Balls of Fire, but also I don't know if because it was a UK show, I don't know if the matches were as good as they could have been because they were kind of phoning it in for the UK show, since it was technically a tape pay-per-view.
I don't get that. What did they break for
them.
tea time? Like, I don't
Yeah.
understand why that's like. Why does that matter though?
What, the tape part?
But like you're saying, like, oh, they did it for UK or whatever. Like, again, did they break for tea time?
Oh,
Like,
no,
what's so different about it?
I think when you go live, you go a little bit harder than when you're like taped and not live. So I think they just wrestle differently. They take a
That's
little.
fair. All right, that's fair.
That's what I mean.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
yeah.
I understand that. Okay,
What's your vote,
that's
Danny?
fine.
So my vote's gonna be. I am gonna go for what I believe is the right thing. I'm gonna go for Great Balls of Fire here. I do like the Capital Carnage.
Veto. I veto.
You can't
No.
veto, Luke. I apologize.
I veto.
All right, matchup number 2. We have two crazy ones here. We have No Holds Barred, the match, the movie. This was in 1989. They filmed this for the actual movie No Holds Barred, but it was
Yeah, that was a really confusing Google search.
I
for me.
know, but it was another like tape pay-per-view back in 89. That was really promoted well. And then you have the Greatest Royal Rumble in 2018. in Saudi Arabia, where Braun Strowman won the 50-man Royal Rumble that year and is still technically the champion, from what I understand. Juice is very angry right now.
Yeah, this one made me mad. I'm gonna let one of you go first.
This one made you mad. I assume it made you mad because of the matchup, because these are both kind of not great ones, I would assume, but I'm not sure what specifically what made you mad here. I always refuse to pick anything with Saudi because I hate Saudi. The No Holds Barred pay-per-view wasn't great, but neither was the Greatest Royal Rumble, so it's not like I'm picking anything that's like objectively good that I just don't like as a Saudi. So I'm going to go with the No Holds Barred.
Okay, now I'm gonna go because I need to reel this back in
Continue.
before Luke makes a mistake.
Continue.
You were out of you were
John knows me too well.
Yeah.
Juice Box knows me so well.
Yeah. Stop calling by his
whatever.
government name. You're gonna get fired from the show, bro.
you are out of your mind.
You're not gonna
Andy.
get asked back.
You are listen. You
Oh,
are being a hater.
trust me. Greatest Royal Rumble should win. I'm hoping you two do the right thing. I refuse to vote anything for Saudi.
No Holds Barred is not a pay-per-view. This, when I did not know this existed or what this was until I Googled it and read up about it. This was literally the movie itself, the No Holds Barred movie, and one match, tag match.
Yeah,
this was not a full wrestling show.
You had 5 matches.
No, you didn't.
You had 5 matches on it.
Go look it up. They were all dark matches. The only one that you got when you bought
Yeah. I understand where this falls into. I'm saying that the Greatest Royal Rumble, you guys should push it through. I'm just not going to vote for it.
What? What are you talking about? I'm talking about No Holds Barred.
Yeah.
One match. It's a joke. Whatever. My vote is for the greatest Royal Rumble. No Holds Barred shouldn't even be here. This is the worst one on the list. Greatest Royal Rumble. Luke, your vote.
I don't know why Juice thought I was going to make a mistake here.
I don't know. I don't know, man.
Because it's Hulk Hogan. I'm going to just blindly vote for Hulk Hogan.
You voted for Capital Carnage.
Yeah, because did you see the card? It was all my favorite people.
I saw the card.
It was all my favorite people.
I didn't see the card because it only aired in the fucking UK.
Then did you do your research? You could see it in Wikipedia. It's very easy. It's all right there. It tells you who wins. It's very simple.
You know what?
If I had to compare those two lists, you know what? You should. I'm gonna buy you a Heath Slater action figure or something.
Good luck.
Or something.
Third-party
You can do that. You can make the action figure between Heath Slater and Kurt Hawkins, and you can watch that. I can't even remember who that is. So you can go back to that. Now, let me tell you about, first of all, I love Royal Rumbles by default. They're like my favorite things, okay? And you're going to tell me there's a 50-man. I didn't know a 50-man existed. I would have stopped what I was doing, and I would have, watched the upcoming stuff so I could enjoy a 50-man Royal Rumble. I didn't know that happened. I wish I could go watch that now. No, I didn't know what happened. I want to watch it. So my vote is obviously for the 50-man Royal Rumble. I want to be, whatever, it's in Saudi Arabia, that sucks. So the women can't dress like how they want to dress or whatever. That's awful. But it doesn't matter. I want the 50-man Royal Rumble. And cool. I want that.
Good. Well done. So what I'm going to say is I think what we need to do, Luke, is we need to have you back on after we watch these pay-per-views and review them.
Done.
I think that's a future episode right there. Because I've never seen Capital Carnage, so we should get on this. But let's finish it out.
I'll rewatch some of these. That's fine with me. All right, next up we have Fatal 4-Way versus One Night Only. One Night Only was a 97 match in the UK. I remember this being heavily promoted, especially because HBK and British Bulldog were battling for the European title, which was recently introduced around then. And then you have Fatal 4-Way in 2010 in New York. Main event was Sheamus defeating Cena, Orton, and Edge. I don't think that was for a title, surprise. Was that for the title? Yes, sorry. That was for the WWE Championship. I forgot to write that. So what are you guys thinking? I'll go first with this one. I liked both cards, to be honest with you. I do remember the One Night Only card because, again, I would rent a lot of movies from Blockbuster back then, a lot of pay-per-views, so I remember watching this one. And I really liked it because I was a huge Shawn Michaels fan, and still am. But so just the way the crowd was with British Bulldog and Shawn Michaels and all that he was getting. The Legion of Doom was on there. I remember them being there, and I loved watching them. And Dude Love was always one of my favorite, I think, renditions. The Fatal 4-Way card, I didn't really like as much, to be honest with you. I kind of looked at it and remember, this was around the time where I wasn't really crazy about where the company was going anyway. I was watching more TNA, and this was a big reason. Like the brands were split. They weren't good matchups. I didn't like who they were pushing. So I'm going to go with One Night Only.
Luke, I will let you go.
Yeah. So when I think about like the Fatal 4-Way card here with like Sheamus and John Cena and Randy Orton, like that is really just not exciting to me at all. I think that was the time when Juice and I were watching and we were like, yo, this is like just painfully boring. I mean, I personally started to hate Sheamus because I'm like, all right, they gave this dude like 3 finishing moves and he's still not catching on. And I'm just like, this is just so boring. So no, I can't vote for that one, you know, as opposed to the other card is just packed with more people that I'd want to see on it. So again, wrestling quality is always to be determined if we actually watch the pay-per-views. But, you know, I'm going for One Night Only.
All right. You are both wrong once again, but so be it. The votes are in. I want the record to show.
Would you like a Sheamus action figure to go with your Heath Slater action figure? Do you have a thing for redheads, John?
No, I don't want to watch either of these shows. And once again, I couldn't watch one of them because it was only available in the UK. And honestly, you could say what you will about that, but that's a hang up for me. If this is going to be a pay-per-view, it should be available to everybody to watch and order it. So I don't really care for this. My vote would have been for Fatal 4-Way. And even then,
but see, what confuses me is that your only hang up is that you weren't able to watch it live. You were still able to watch it. They still had a record of it. They still had the match card. It was still promoted. It was still shown. They still showed stuff on WWF TV about it. So, like, all that was still played into the storyline with the exception that it was in a different country back in 1997. So they didn't show it live. They did on video.
That I couldn't watch until 3 months later from Blockbuster. Like, that doesn't work for me.
Okay.
Sorry. No. Yeah. But I just want the record to show because it's not moving on. Fatal 4-Way fucking sucked as well.
Yeah, 100%. Another reason why I didn't want to pick it.
Rey Mysterio, Alicia Fox, and Sheamus all won championships. That's like my
How could we forget about Alicia Fox?
So, don't get me wrong. Both of these
Alicia Fox.
Both of these shows are low on my list. But if I had to pick, I would have picked Fatal 4-Way, but it's done.
All right.
Jada Falco has a question. Honest question. Were these UK shows just glorified house shows with a name they could promote in the US as pay-per-view? I think so, but I don't know why you promote them because you couldn't watch them here. But I get what you're saying.
That's
promote
sneaky.
them on
That's
the TV.
Very sneaky.
I do think that. I think they were just glorified house shows. That's why I don't really like counting them. But again, we will bring this up more later. So let's just continue.
All right. Moving on, we have Bash in Berlin, recent 2024 in Berlin, Germany, where Gunther defeated Orton for the World Heavyweight Championship. And then we have Breaking Point back in 2009 in Canada, where the main event was CM Punk defeating The Undertaker for the world title in a submission match. And I believe Breaking Point, a lot of their matches were, I'll pull it up in a second, but were stipulation matches.
Hey, guess what? Both of these shows aired outside of the U.S., and I could watch them live in the U.S.
Yeah.
Thumbs up.
Yeah, it's a good chunk of change later than what we were talking about. But yeah.
Yeah, well, they did it right. So these actually should be on the list. So you mean Walter? Yes, Walter. Of course, he was wrong. Thank you, Harley. I appreciate you. So I'll go first here. I think this is one of the better matchups. I think both of these cards were solid enough, even WWE standards for 2024. Because you had Punk and Drew in the strap match, which was awesome. Orton and Walter was solid. Cody versus Kevin Owens was solid. It's still modern day WWE, so it's not as great, but it was solid stuff for what they can do with a card. Breaking Point, Punk versus Taker was awesome with the submission match as you mentioned. And that's the only thing I wrote down, but between both of the cards overall, I had Breaking Point higher on my list, so my vote's for Breaking Point.
I'll go next. When I looked at both of them, a lot of recent pay-per-views for me are going to get a little bit of a knock just because like I always believed a pay-per-view should have more than 5 matches. So that's always gonna get a little bit of knock for me. But also Breaking Point had a lot of stuff that I liked. Because this is right before it started getting bad for me in 2009. They still had Legacy versus DX, which I thought was a really good rivalry, and I was really into it. Cena versus
And they won.
Yeah, and Legacy won, which was crazy. I remember how them winning everything. I remember them the way they did Shawn Michaels. It was crazy. Cena and Orton is just a classic rivalry, and I Quit match is always going to be good between them. Christian versus Regal, I don't remember, but I guarantee you is a sneaky good match because those are two good
ECW
wrestlers.
title.
Yeah. ECW title, I'm fine with that. And even Jericho, like I enjoyed the Jericho tag team. They might not have been like a classic tag team, but I enjoyed it. So I'm going to go with Breaking Point also.
Luke, even though your vote doesn't matter, what would you have voted for?
It's close. This is probably the closest one that I've, based on what I've looked at here. I do love that there's stipulation matches. That would have made me more interested in watching them. And also you get Punk and Taker, which is great. And I think that Kingston versus The Miz was probably a good match also.
Oh yeah.
That was like peak Kofi, peak Miz right there. So I think that probably would have been good. The only match on here that definitely sucked was the Kane versus Great Khali match. Because again, great.
How dare you? You don't
Great
know
Khali, Great Khali can barely walk, so somehow he's a wrestler. So I don't know how that works. So I'm gonna go with you guys on Breaking Point as well. So
all right. Matchup number 5, we have WWF Invasion back in 2001 in Cleveland, Ohio, which had Team WCW/ECW defeating Team WWF in a 10-man. Was that a 10-man tag or 10-man elimination? I wrote 10-man elimination. Was that just a regular 10-man tag?
I think Survivor Series was elimination.
Yeah, so I think that was a regular 10-man tag. I think I was thinking of Survivor Series. Yep. That was a regular 10-man tag.
They might have both been Elim.
No. That was a regular 10-man tag. I remember that now.
It was regular? There you go.
Yeah,
Jason, regular. Okay.
Let me fix that. Done. All right. And that goes against WrestlePalooza just last year in 2025. Even though they're probably going to have another one this year, technically it was the one and only so far, so that's why I put it on this list because we need to fill out the list of 16. Main event was Cody Rhodes defeating Drew McIntyre for the Undisputed title. I'll go first for this one. Invasion was a classic for me. I know it was a little disappointing with the guys we got from WCW, but young me back in 2001 really didn't know the difference. I was hyped that we got to see WCW versus WWF, and a lot of the ECW guys were the big names that we got to see against WWF, so I thought that was cool. I'm going to go with Invasion just because I really liked it.
Luke.
Am I frozen? I think I'm frozen.
Maybe, but we can still hear you talk.
Okay, hold on. Because now I was trying to troubleshoot that. So what do we?
Is that what happened?
Yeah, tell Juice to go first. No, because I don't know what happened to my thing. Just tell him.
Well, he can go first. Juice, go first.
Hey, no problem. I just I figured he'd want to talk about the WCW stuff, but I agree with you. It's Invasion. I know nostalgia glasses are a hell of a thing, but I loved it. I know I didn't watch WCW, ECW enough to care about those people, but in real time, I dug the Invasion storyline. The only thing I didn't like was the what stuff. But
that's actually pretty terrible.
Besides that, I loved it. So my vote's for Invasion as well.
Yeah, I don't even need to see the other one. It's I regret stopping watching wrestling around that time because I would have loved to have seen the Invasion, the whole play out of how it would have went in real time as a kid watching that. I wish. And I know people talk about what was going on backstage. None of that mattered when I was so young. I would have just probably just really enjoyed watching it. So without a doubt, 100%, we'll probably never have anything like that in wrestling ever again. You can't not vote for that, I think, in this early into the competition tournament, whatever.
Yeah, for sure. Do you want to reset? Maybe leave and come back to Discord. We can vamp for a bit.
There's the other side of my room. There we go. We're good. Hey.
Oh my God! Look at wait. And there he is.
We're back
and forth. Okay.
Sorry, I thought I heard an alarm going off. Sorry, going crazy, but I can't find my phone.
That was Luke's camera. No.
No big deal.
All right. So Invasion moves on. Clean sweep. Yeah, WrestlePalooza. Honestly, again, the only thing about that, 5 matches. AJ Lee and Brock came back fine, but Brock came back. Ugh.
Yeah.
Easy dump.
Don't really care about that. Speaking of Brock,
I'm a
next up,
notorious Brock hater.
we have the Beast in the East. Let me put the in again because I forgot. Beast in the East, which is 2015 in Tokyo, Japan,
Beast
where the
in
main event
East.
was Ziggler
Beast
and
in
Cena
East.
defeating Kane and Wade Barrett. Strange main event. And that one against this Tuesday in Texas, back in 91 in San Antonio, Texas, where Hulk Hogan defeated The Undertaker for the WWF title.
So I'm gonna go first. Got something crazy to say here. My votes for this Tuesday in Texas.
Wow. This one does count as a
Yeah.
pay-per-view, just checking.
It does. This was the first ever Tuesday attempt for pay-per-view before Cyber Tuesday or Taboo Tuesday or all that. So my vote is for this Tuesday in Texas. The reason being, yes, because Beast in the East, and you can look this up. This one was originally going to just be a house show in Japan, and they revamped it into a WWE Network special. It was never even a pay-per-view technically. It was just a WWE Network special, not a pay-per-view. I can't vote for it. This Tuesday in Texas is my vote.
So what I will say is I think Beast in the East was like a test and the reason why we started getting more PLEs now, because Beast in the East is really the first time they started going like a little less. They went with seven matches, but only 5 on the actual like card. The other 2 were dark matches. So I think once they saw how like well that worked, that's what said, all right, we can do PLEs now with less matches because people are still going to tune into it after Beast in the East. So like I think Beast in the East was almost the first PLE, really. Just my take. I'm still voting for this Tuesday in Texas. I agree with you, but I'm just putting that out there. Because anything with Nikki Bella versus Tamina is just not good.
And Paige.
Yeah, but Paige is good.
Paige.
It's Tamina
Paige
that's
here.
bad.
While we're on the topic of Nikki Bella, that recent run she did in WWE where she feuded with Stephanie Vicaire, like what the fuck was that, honestly?
Wait till you see what happens at WrestleMania, buddy.
like what
Because
even was
yeah.
that? Like what even was that, man? It was
Well,
just
it wasn't-
like,
it
oh,
wasn't much.
like
It wasn't much of a run with how her ankle ended up.
Yeah, it's crazy.
oh, fun, good, that's great. So, but no, I'll save you the time and the energy and just say it that I agree. This Tuesday in Texas, even
Yes.
most of those matches look like they were useless. But when you get to the end of the card, you get to see like,
Well, most of those were dark matches.
Legends.
So, like their main card was Bret Hart for the IC belt versus Skinner, and Skinner was actually, even though he's not like big time now, he was a pretty good big heel back then. Savage and Jake Roberts, great match. Bulldog and Wardlow, Repo Man. I forgot about the Repo Man. I love the Repo Man. And Ted DiBiase, and then you had Hogan and Taker.
yeah, how can you not? I mean, you gotta watch that, right?
Bro, Repo Man's great. All right, next up, matchup number 7 out of 8 in the first round. We have Stomping Grounds versus December to Dismember. December to Dismember, big surprise, the lowest rated. I'm sorry, Beast in the East last one was actually the highest cage match rated. December to Dismember, lowest cage match rating of the tournament. I'll be right back. I think my phone's in another room and the alarm keeps going off. I just need to turn it off.
Okay, Luke, would you like to go first, or do you want me to go first?
You go first.
Okay. Well, I think Danny smells, and he's a very stinky poop fart.
Yes.
And everything that I'm
Concur.
saying here cannot be held up in a court of law. Despite us putting it on video on demand. And yeah, so Stomping Grounds, I think, is definitely one of the top pay-per-views on this list. And I don't think December to Dismember is as
December
bad.
to
Yeah, go Luke.
No, I'm saying it should be disqualified alone. It happened before. It happened again. You can't vote for it. I'm
Danny,
telling
I
you, you
think-
can't vote for it.
Danny, I hate to break it to you. I think your list is a little fraudulent.
No, I checked. The original December Dismember was the original ECW. That doesn't count for the current ECW.
Veto.
I apologize. I understand that you don't like it, but it is true that the WWF ECW version was different than the original ECW version. And I will fight you if you say that they were the same.
Someone get Paul Heyman on the phone.
Yeah, he will agree that the WWE version of ECW is nothing to do with his version of ECW.
So, all that aside,
how dare you, Luke?
I mean, I'm not going to say December to Dismember was a great pay-per-view.
Stop it.
I think it got overhated.
It was a
personally.
bad pay-per-view.
It wasn't great, but it was not that bad. I would rather watch like, when I was going through this list. I'd rather watch December to Dismember again than any of the one WWE pay-per-views from the last like 5 years. I'd rather go back and watch that.
What I will say in defense of December to Dismember, was I think the reason it got hated on so much was because everyone expected that main event to be so good. Because like the names in the main event are great. You got Lashley, you got Show, you got RVD, CM Punk. Hardcore Holly, even at that point, was like fans liked him. He wasn't like a terrible guy. Test shouldn't have really been in there, I guess, but he was kind of having like a revamp thing. So like that main event should have been a lot better, and it just sucked. It was just like really bad. And then the rest of the card didn't fill out that great, except for the Hardys versus Eminem.
I really think that this was like 2 years before they went PG as well, I believe. So they were still able to do like blood and crazy shit.
Yeah.
Could be wrong. Honestly, Danny, I think we got to do a lot of rewatches here, man, with these shows. You, me, and Luke, or just you
That'll
and me,
be great. I'm down for that, because some of these I gotta know how bad they really, like, if my memory serves me correctly, how bad they really were.
So I will say my vote, Stomping Grounds, is one of the better shows on this list.
Yes.
Despite the rating, this was shortly after WrestleMania, so you had Becky as the man, you had Seth after beating Brock with Kofi Mania. No, Seth, and then you had Kofi Mania facing Ziggler in the cage match, which is dope. Yes, Stomping Grounds is my vote, hands down.
I was really surprised Stomping Grounds got such a low rate. Like, even the tag team match, you have Daniel Bryan and Rowan. That was Daniel Bryan in the Wyatt family. That was like an interesting version.
Mean,
like, it was.
We got to remember though, this was just after Mania, and like you give Becky Lacey Evans, and she's teaming up with Seth against Baron Corbin. That kind of stuff was kind of stinky.
Yeah, that's fair.
But there's some good stuff on this show. Either way.
Luke, where are you going?
Yeah.
I'm going to do Stomping Grounds. I'm just looking at the card here, and it,
I was nervous Luke was going to say December to Dismember.
Hey, he's entitled.
No, I can't. I've already disqualified that, but you didn't want to give me the so.
It's fraudulent, Danny. Fraudulent.
It's not fraudulent, guys. It is.
It's hard to find the actual version of it, because of
I found
the other one comes up first.
All right, last but not least, in the first round, we have WWE Capital Punishment back in 2011 in Washington, D.C. Cage Match gave it a 4.62. The main event was Cena defeating R-Truth for the WWE title. And then that goes against Day 1 in 2021 in Atlanta, Georgia, which Cage Match gave a 6.67. That main event was Lesnar defeating Big E, Bobby Lashley, Kevin Owens, and Seth Rollins for the WWE title in a fatal 5-way. Big E was the champion at the time. So, looking at the cards, again, we have a five match card with Day 1. Oh no, actually we have a 7 match card. I lied. I thought it was the usual 5 match. But this card's pretty loaded for Day 1. I think the only match that, like, if you really look at it, why is it there, is Drew McIntyre versus Madcap Moss. I don't know why they had to put poor Madcap Moss on it. And that compared to Capital Punishment, Capital Punishment has Ezekiel Jackson, which I don't care about and I don't want to see. You got Del Rio versus Big Show, which I don't care about, don't want to see. And then even Evan Bourne defeated against Jack Swagger. Cena versus R-Truth for the championship. I remember that feud. It wasn't that great. I'm going to go with Day 1 personally.
So, you know what? I'm going to let Luke go.
Okay.
I mean, I'd like to watch that match with Evan Bourne, honestly. I was always a big Evan Bourne fan. I thought he was better than he got credit for.
Actually, you know what? Oh, I'm going to pause. I want to say one thing to Luke just to give him a reminder. No, I want to give Luke a reminder for some context.
I know. Didn't he do some bad stuff or something? He did something bad.
No. Nothing to do with the wrestlers or the people, just the show itself. If you recall, we went to the Monday Night Raw just before this pay-per-view at Nassau Coliseum.
That was this time.
That's what I wanted. This is right when Lil Jimmy was starting and getting hot. So I just wanted to give you that context before you made your vote.
Little Jimmy.
That does change things a little bit. I mean,
yeah, we were watching during this time pretty hard, so
I probably would have been excited to see Wade Barrett lose at the time, because he was just, at that point, he was pretty insufferable.
against
Um,
Ezekiel Jackson though.
that's the thing, though,
he
man,
was
because like,
awful.
God,
He was one of the
yeah.
worst in like in the
What
history
did they
of
call him
wrestling.
in TNA? What was he was Rick Lon, right? What was it like?
Oh God.
Yeah, what that was his name, like Rick Lon or whatever, and or
Yeah,
something. And
Ryclon,
then
like Ryclon something. Oh man, someone look
That
it up.
sounds terrible.
I
Ezekiel
think it was
Jackson
Rick Lon
TNA
because
name.
they had that him and Daniel Bryan got into the fight on that like plane or the bus or something or
It
whatever. I
was
forget
very
what it was.
good.
That sounds
Yeah.
Yeah.
terrible.
Ugh.
No, I can't vote for capital punishment. I don't think, man. There's nothing really making me excited on this card at all. You know, Punk versus Mysterio, but like again, Rey Mysterio, and I'll say this, Rey Mysterio is great in the cruiserweight division when he was at his peak. You know, when
Yeah.
he was actually wrestling people like him, you know, because everybody else, he kind of has to wrestle around people that can keep up with him and not. He wrestles his own way. He does the lucha style. So it's when you put him against Punk, I'm not saying Punk can't do it, but at the same time, Punk's making accommodations to have that match, I feel like. And maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like that's kind of how that's going to play out. So as cool as that sounds, I just in practice, it's probably not the match you think you want to watch. So no. Yeah, I can't vote for that. So
I can't believe
Juice.
this. I can't believe this. My vote was for capital punishment, clearly. Um, yeah, day one freaking sucked.
So capital
I don't,
punishment.
no, well, see, that's the thing, though. It's about when you were watching and what you enjoyed. I was particularly into WWE during this time. Again, like I said, we went to Raw the week before. This was the night before, I believe. This was the night before the pipe bomb, I believe, as well. I could be mixing up my weeks, but
I
it's right around
think,
that
yeah,
time.
I don't think they were that close. I don't think they were that close. Maybe
It,
they
it was
were. I don't
it
know.
was all within like a week or two. All of this stuff, the pipe bomb and capital punishment, and us going to Raw. I digress.
So
I just
Punk
want.
drops the pipe bomb and they put him in a match with Rey
So
Mysterio.
capital
Like that
punishment.
doesn't.
Hold on. Capital punishment was June 19th, 2011. CM Punk's legendary pipe bomb on Raw was June 27th, 2011. So
A week
later.
after, and I think a week before capital punishment, we were at Raw at Nassau Coliseum. Either way, the only thing I wanted to bring up, the reason I can't vote for day one is because this was the show where Roman canceled, and because of Roman getting canceled, they changed the match, and Lesnar beat Big E and won the belt from him, and that's what got us on his path with Lesnar and Roman Reigns doing all their crap. So I can't vote for day one.
All
Capital
right.
You
punishment's
make
my
a.
vote.
That's a really good rebuttal there, John. Juice.
Luke's about to change his vote.
No, that's fine. It's over.
All right,
Take my
well,
L.
John, if it makes you feel better, with the exception of Capital Carnage, oh, wait, no, not Capital Carnage, sorry. With the exception of One Night Only, all the non-live pay-per-views have been eliminated, so round two will get most of the pay-per-views that you approve of. So at least that'll make you feel a little better, bud.
I do feel a little better.
There you go. All right, first matchup of round two, where we have our Elite Eight. We have the Greatest Royal Rumble versus Great Balls of Fire. So, Luke, I'm going to let you start off with this because you had something to say about Great Balls of Fire. And then we also had something to say about how much you love Royal Rumble. So, what is that going to stick here?
This is a great matchup.
I'm sticking with the Rumble.
Sticking with the Greatest Royal Rumble. You cannot sway this man from a 50-man Royal Rumble. Juice.
He will not
The concept of a 50-man Royal Rumble gets me very excited, and it's going to be hard for me to sway from this. So
Hard castle.
and also
Very
again,
excited.
who in that writing room back there with all those people?
Bro, it's because of the
said,
song.
I know.
It's because of the song.
I'm aware of the song, but what is it, 1955 or whenever that song came out, 1964, whenever it came out? Oh, I know. We'll hop on this Jerry Lee Lewis hit, Great Balls of Fire. We'll name the Royal Rumble after it in 2000, whatever it was. Yeah, that makes sense. It's it's like naming what are we gonna have the Genie in a Bottle Royal Rumble now for Christina Aguilera from 1998? We'll call it Genie in a Bottle Royal Rumble or whatever.
That could be the main event.
Genie so
for some reason, Great Khali will be there for some reason. I don't know why. We'll find a reason.
So I want to share a little context here, not surprising, but the origins of Great Balls of Fire and why it was called a pay-per-view. Vince McMahon found it funny.
Yep.
That's it. Been confirmed.
That's a
the only
really
reason.
great reason to vote for the other one. Just
That's the
saying.
only reason. So.
All right, Juice, where are you going?
My vote is for Great Balls of Fire, and the only reason it's for Great Balls of Fire is Greatest Royal Rumble is a little bit. It's a lot of it of it. It's an over-bloated pay-per-view. There's a lot going on here, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. Was this the first Saudi pay-per-view?
I don't know, but I hated it.
I think this was the first one. It was bloated. There's a lot. I mean, Rusev and Taker in a casket match because Jericho backed out. Like, There's a lot going on with the show that got kind of messy.
That was the first Saudi pay-per-view, yes, sir.
Yeah. So my votes
they
are Great
wanted
Balls of
their
Fire.
they wanted the Saudi money and they threw spaghetti at the wall and said what would fit.
But yeah, I
No.
Great Balls of Fire is my vote.
What would stick? What would fit? Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think the card was over bloated for no reason. I mean, this card should have been good. Like, I'm looking at the card, but again, it's Saudi. I hate Saudi. I'm gonna let my biases digress. Great balls. What the hell is he eating?
The Marie's just walking around the background.
Just all right, giving cookies to Luke. Good job. All right, so Great Balls of Fire. Move on, continuing despite Luke hating the name. Next up, we
don't read that.
Trash.
Royal
Rumble. Think about how many cool people you could put in a Royal Rumble that aren't like.
Think about how many. Wait. Okay, you want to go with that route? Hold on. He wants to go that fucking route. So let's go with the people that were in this Royal Rumble. You want some of your greatest names in the 50-man Royal Rumble, Luke?
Danny,
what? What?
Oh, he wants to watch it. Don't ruin it.
Fine.
I'm being really serious.
Fine.
I want to get him a link.
Fine. You're lucky. You're lucky.
Look, the only thing that could ruin that. The only thing that could ruin that Royal
names.
Rumble is Jinder Mahal winning or 3MB going on a tear like the Nexus did for the 40-man Royal Rumble back. What was that?
Enjoy the great Khali in the Royal Rumble. You little punk.
All right, before we move on,
these cookies are delicious.
Luke, Keverlass is asking what kind of cookie is that?
That
is
like chocolate chip.
Yeah, it looks like a chocolate chip.
Thank you, Keverlass. It's good.
Homemade, or did you buy it somewhere?
It's Trader Joe's dough.
Yeah. Marie doesn't bake, bro. What are you, crazy?
Whoa!
She does. She can. She can. It's just she likes doing the Trader
Next
Joe's
matchup, we have Breaking Point versus One Night Only. I think, for me personally, these are probably One Night Only probably is one of my favorite ones here. I don't know. I like Breaking Point, though. I do like all the submission matches or all the stipulation matches. Where are you guys going? I need a little time.
All right. Well, first off, Jay DeFalco wants to know: are those the ones that are in the brown cardboard box? Luke?
Oh Jesus, guys! What is happening?
I honestly don't know.
We're trying to do a tournament here.
Our content's really connecting with the audience, Danny. I'm going with Breaking Point. No brainer. One Night Only should not be here. It's a waste of a space.
You're
Breaking
wild.
Point's my vote.
You're wild.
Not a pay-per-view. I couldn't watch it live.
You're wild. Did you watch every pay-per-view live when you were a kid? Just liar.
Yeah. Jay.
I want to see bills. I want to see your parents' monthly bills for the pay-per-view.
They didn't like it, but we watched.
They didn't like it.
No, they did like it. They watched with us.
Luke.
I'm not kidding. We watched them live.
Luke.
I'm looking here.
I wasn't sure if you were frozen.
No.
There were months we were digging through the couch cushions looking for change to give to my dad to justify getting it.
That's so funny.
That's good. That's good.
I ain't lying.
Shawn Michaels with DX. That kind of changes stuff. But like the British Bulldog's kind of a cop-out, man. I don't know.
Bro, they were in the UK.
Yeah, British Bulldog lost in the UK in the main event.
Oh, you're right. We're in the
He
UK.
can't win every time he's in the UK in the main event. He won in '92, all right?
Whatever. Wasn't this like 2 months before the screw job too? What's HBK doing winning the freaking European title?
Well, I believe it was to insult Bulldog and like guess he was
that's nice.
fighting
That's
them.
nice.
Yep. Yeah, he wasn't a good guy back then. My favorite.
So this is kind of close for me. I really want to see that Christian versus William Regal match. I feel like that would probably be pretty. No, yeah, I got to vote for Breaking Point. Punk versus Taker.
Let's go.
Yeah, I'm voting for Breaking Point.
No, it is a clean
And-
sweep. As much as I like One Night Only, Breaking Point has objectively a better card and better matches. All right, clean sweep there. And we're moving on to matchup number 3. We have Invasion versus This Tuesday in Texas. Where are we going, boys?
One of you two go first. I'm taking care of something.
Oh, someone farted. I think that's what they say you're taking care of. I'm sticking with Invasion. I really liked it compared to the card. Also, This Tuesday in Texas just has less matches, so Invasion gave us more matches and more matches I enjoyed. So going with Invasion.
Luke?
The name This Tuesday in Texas makes me like, I just feel like we're gonna have a wrestling match. Like I don't really care who was on the card, like I don't care if it was WWF or whatever it was. It was like I feel like just Ted Turner was all over that RIP. But
You heard it here, folks. Luke does not like the South.
What?
I wouldn't say that, but it's just like
This is what he does.
But also the
This is what I do,
invasion,
Luke.
like
It's okay.
bro, the invasion. I'll reiterate it. I wish I was watching. I know Buff Bagwell got booed on Raw and like Booker T and all that, but I would have been going crazy.
Yeah, but you know
For
what
all
was
the
cool?
people that I
they
loved on
main evented
WCW.
Raw.
Right. And they got booed, which is suck because like Buff Bagwell was not bad.
No.
He was not a bad wrestler.
No.
So I'm going with the
Buff
invasion
stuff.
100%. What a cool storyline. We'll never see it again. And I will reiterate that every time.
Yeah, I admire them doing what they did with This Tuesday in Texas. The name and back in '91 and all that. But yeah, it's Invasion. That's my vote.
Luke dropping the hate on the South and implying Japanese racism in the East. SharpSHOOTers last episode ever. R.I.P.
Who said that?
Who said that? It was actually Marie.
We had a good run, folks. This is why we don't do a lot, I guess.
Tell me that. Who said that? No, who was that in the chat?
Keverlast. I was Keverlast.
It was
How you?
Keverlast.
No, but
Jaden
like,
Falco, how you
tell
know?
me, Everlast, tell me that someone in the WWE executive room was like, I'm watching Raw every week and we're doing a lot of Japanese promos. I understand, like, we have a lot of Hispanic people and they're cutting and using their language. We have a lot of Hispanic fans. So I don't know, like, do we need 3 Japanese girls on TV together? Like, I guarantee I will put my mortgage, my house, the fact that there was an executive who
Marie,
said
stop him. Marie, do you hear him? Stop him.
No, but it's true because they were like, we don't need all 3 of them. I guarantee it, and that makes me sick. I advocate for them. They should have left all 3 of them together.
You got Luke. You got Juice calling someone right now, Luke.
Hello, Nick Khan. I have a question for you.
We
A lot of
need
money
to
on the line.
Kevin last asked Marie to bring more cookies also. All right, last matchup. We're almost done here. Last matchup in round 3. We have...
This is round 2.
No, this is round 2. That's how fucked up you got me. We got Stomping Grounds versus Day One.
Oh, boy. Yeah, my vote's for Stomping Grounds. Day One should not have made it through. Stomping Grounds, my vote.
You keep saying Day One should have been on the... Oh, we made it through. Sorry, made it through. My bad.
Yeah, made it through.
Luke.
Yeah, you go first because
Okay.
I'm just reviewing this.
Stomping
Stomping
Grounds.
Grounds.
I got it. Stomping Ground. I think Stomping Ground might be my second favorite pay-per-view on this list. So I like Stomping Ground, but Day One had a pretty good card. Let me pull back up the Day One card just to remind me.
Yeah, Usos versus New Day, match number 5002. Like, fucking...
Yeah, but that's not a bad rivalry if you like tag team rivalries. Like I said, RK Bro, that was always... I liked RK Bro. That was fun versus the Street Profits. Edge versus the Midge. Lynch and Morgan. Like, those are good matches.
Midge?
Huh?
You said Edge versus the Midge?
Versus the Miz.
I think you
said
did actually.
No, I said the Miz. You guys stop saying these things about me.
Veto.
Say it, man. I think you said Midge.
I don't believe you. Stomping Grounds card compared to that though. I do think I like it better. I'm gonna go with Stomping Ground. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with my gut. I'm gonna go with Stomping Ground.
Yeah, Day One, you got Sheamus and Brock Lesnar on the card, which is like 2 votes against what I would pick. So I 2 will pick Stomping Grounds.
The Sheamus hate is crazy. All right, now we're in the final 4. So we got 3 matchups left, technically. These 2 and then the finals. First up, we have Breaking Point versus Great Balls of Fire.
This one's tough. This is probably the toughest one yet with my ranking and my list. And obviously my ranking's open to discussion and interpretation, but what I initially wrote down, this is my number 3 and 4. So I'm on the fence. So you guys can convince me if you feel otherwise.
You want some of the cookies, Strong said.
Yes.
Cage match
Hold on,
has
pause,
them separated by
pause.
just what?
Breaking news. I have asked for the cookies to be brought in so we can all know where they
Hey, they're cookie dough. Oh, interesting.
were from. There you go, chat.
Hold on, chat. I'm gonna make
Screenshot
it big.
that.
There you go. There you go, chat. Just so you can see it.
From Trader Joe's.
From Trader Joe's.
Well done.
Trader Samoa Joe's.
Say it's the
Trader-
refrigerator section.
It's
Refrigerator.
in the
section.
refrigerated
We
section.
can hear you.
The
Yeah, tell her we
refrigerator,
can
like,
hear.
right
her.
Yeah, the mic, you can come through the mic. Yeah, you can be heard.
Okay, so they're in the refrigerator section. They're like break apart. They're very good.
Thank you.
They
Thank you.
really are one of the best things Trader Joe's has.
Thank you, Marie, for
Really
your
good.
time. Go back and
Yeah.
play Copia now.
Marie, he's trying to mortgage the house. Oh, she left.
For the
Try
best.
to warn her.
All right. So one of you, Danny, continue.
So if you need help breaking your tie, Cage Match has the difference of 0.03. Oh no, I can't read. Great Balls of Fire so much. I read 1.6, not 6.1. I was like, that's very close. So I still like Breaking Point better. I still like the different kinds of matches they had with the stipulations and stuff. I go back personally to that DX Legacy rivalry. I think I'm gonna go with Breaking Point.
Okay. Luke, would you like to go or do you want me to go? He might have frozen.
I think he actually froze this time.
Yeah. All right. Well, while he froze, I will go. I will put this in Luke's hands. My vote will be for Great Balls of Fire. I think this was around not a peak time, but a better time in WWE 2017 versus 2009. Like
Am I
even
back?
though
Yes.
yes, even though Brock did beat Joe, Brock versus Joe at the time was a big deal to do for a match, even if it was a Brock match in 2017. We didn't really bring it up yet, but the Bar versus the Hardys had a 30-minute Iron Man match on this show, which was pretty dope.
Yeah, that's fair.
Sasha versus Alexa Bliss was pretty solid, even though it ended in a DQ, I believe. Miz versus Dean was also on this show, aka Moxley. So it's not a bad show. I like both, but I'm going to go with Great Balls of Fire. So it's a tie, Luke. Vote is yours. Which one moves on to the finals, by the way?
Well, I know this is very hard for everyone because of that classic between Heath Slater and
I knew he was going to
Kurt
bring it
Hawkins.
up again. I knew he was going to bring it up again. So, Luke, so then my question is, which match was worse? Because then I think that'll help you decide. Heath Slater
what's the
versus Curtis
the lowest
Axel.
point?
I'm sorry, Heath Slater versus not Curtis Axel. Who was it?
Dawkins.
Hawkins,
Kurt
sorry, thank
Hawkins.
you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Or Kane versus the Great Khali in a Singapore Kane match.
I know my answer, but this isn't about me.
Now I feel bad for Heath Slater.
He's got kids.
He's got kids,
bro.
What was 3MB though, man? Again, with lazy writing, bro. I don't even know, man.
It
That
got
was like his
over,
best run too. It was his best run.
Hey, all I know is 2 out of 3 of those guys who didn't have the best run had a better run afterward.
Oh, brother. We got Luke. When it goes to the finals.
No pressure.
Not at all.
Nah, I'm going Punk Undertaker, man. I'm going Breaking Point.
Ooh,
right.
Breaking
I'm going
Point
Breaking
makes
Point.
it through. All right, and they will face either the winner of, let me pull it up, Invasion or Stomping Grounds. This is a good Final Four. I like this Final Four a lot.
Yeah. Well, I think who went first last time? Danny,
I went
me?
first,
I think
yeah.
I went. You went first. Okay, Luke. Do you want to go first, or would you like me to go?
I mean, I'm voting for Invasion. I'm not going to vote for
So I guess
Invasion.
Luke went first.
That's fine. Yeah. No, you're more than
Like
welcome.
it's like I don't see like imagine the hype around that at the time. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
it's you have the end of the Monday Night Wars and you're going into a pay-per-view. Like, bro, you're never gonna get that again, man. I have to stick by that. I didn't even look at the other things on the card. I haven't looked at it in a while. I kind of want to look again, but like it has to beat
Yeah.
that.
I mean,
And Stomping
Jeff
Grounds is all right.
Jeff versus RVD.
Come on, man. Like, yeah, for me, it's Invasion. It's not close.
Yeah, mine's Invasion as well. And how I just said the last matchup was my 3 and 4. Oddly enough, this was my 1 and 2. So without even knowing, my top 4 made it to the final 4.
That's
Without
awesome.
even trying. But yeah, Invasion for me as well.
All right, Invasion moving on with the clean sweep. Let me just adjust something really quick, and then I can pull out the final matches. No, damn it. All right, hold on. Bear with me. Technical difficulties.
I just want the record to show that for the visual of it all, I really wish Great Balls of Fire did make it to the finals, but I digress. Here we are. I think that would have been very on par. Like, I don't think anybody would have hated that.
Last matchup of the finals of the greatest one-time pay-per-view of all time. We have Breaking Point versus Invasion. Cage match actually has Breaking Point rated higher than Invasion. About 8 years apart. What are we feeling? This is a really good one.
I think it's pretty easy still. I mean, even with nostalgia be damned, what I've been thinking of the whole time while we've been doing this is it's a one-time pay-per-view. And usually one-time pay-per-views are mostly because they're duds in terms of marketing or name or special occasion. And if you're going to do a one-time pay-per-view and you want it to mean something, Invasion sticks out more than most of these on the list for a reason. So
For sure.
yeah, my vote's for Invasion. I think that's definitely the best, if not one of the best, one-time pay-per-views they've ever done. You can't do it again.
No, and that's what Luke was saying last round, that it can't be repeated.
Well, NXT tried, but then they changed the name because politics.
Luke, before you vote, I want to throw in another little wild card for you because I want you to think of it as
just
he
a
frozen?
quick pause. Yeah, I think he's frozen again.
Son
So
of a bitch is frozen again. All right.
We've kept him too long.
He could probably still hear me, though, and my question is going to be when he gets back, which match was worse now? So now we have, he's back. Here we go. So which match was worse? Kane versus Great Khali in a Singapore Kane match, or Earl Hebner versus Nick Patrick with Mick Foley as a special guest referee?
Okay. If I am, first of all, obviously the referee match is going to suck. But am I excited for the referee match as someone who watched that? I'm not going to walk out of the room for that. I have to watch it.
You guys
I have
see
to
Nick
watch
Patrick get punched in the face after years of him as a WCW NWO referee.
I hated him,
versus-
and I knew nothing about WCW.
Bro,
I
he
didn't
was
like him.
the perfect heel referee. He was great. He
was.
looked like an
He was
asshole.
paid
It
off.
was perfect.
Who was he paid off by? The NWO, I think, paid him off in
Yeah.
in a storyline or whatever. Then he got cancer in real life, I think,
Yeah.
actually. And then he had to go off TV for a while, but then I guess he came back. So I don't know. But yeah, I'm watching the referee match. How can you not watch the referee match? You know what's going to happen in the Singapore Kane fight. There's going to be a bunch of chops, and then Khali's going to stumble around the ring, and then Kane's going to do a choke slam, and that's going to be the end of the match. That's probably exactly what happens.
And you're both disgusting. I know what's going on here. I know why you guys are putting an Invasion through, and you're both gross for it. All right? Just because you had Trish Stratus and Lita versus Tori Wilson and Stacey Keibler in a bra and panties tag team match is no reason for you guys to push through WCW Invasion. That's insane.
Danny, I think you even want to watch that match.
That's gross.
I'm not gonna lie. Depending how things win here tonight, that was gonna be my smoking gun.
No, I'm actually really, dude. You have Billy Kidman versus X-Pac. Like, I want to watch that. I love Billy Kidman.
Have you never seen this show?
No, never seen it.
I want to watch this pay-per-view. Like,
bro, I can't believe
Billy Kidman versus
X-Pac.
This. I want to see Billy Kidman versus X-Pac.
You would love
Billy
this.
Kidman was awesome.
Okay.
Billy Kidman was so good.
You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna make a list of these pay-per-views and find the ones you really want to watch, and we're gonna make this
let's just go in the order that we have them. We have them one. So Invasion's
not all of
clearly
them.
winning here, according to you guys, and according to myself as well. I'm going to vote for Invasion. Invasion's clearly winning here, and then we'll watch Invasion, we'll watch Breaking Point, and then we'll figure out like the third and fourth, and we'll just watch.
I want to watch Great Balls of Fire because
Oh,
you know,
You
I
have
really
to
wanna
watch
see
Great
that.
Balls of Fire.
At this point, I really want to see this Heath Slater match.
You have to watch Great Balls of Fire now.
I don't know if we have to watch all of these shows. We'll be
Every
selective.
single one, Juice.
Well, we got to see what's available out there.
Juice. They're all available if you look hard enough.
Well, legally, of course.
So, ladies and gentlemen, with a clean sweep, Invasion is voted on by the Sharpshooters and Accept the Wind as the greatest one-time pay-per-view of all time. Let us know how you feel about it in the chat. Let us know how you feel about it at home. Luke, what does that say? Luke Knight liking Singapore? That I didn't type that, just so we're clear.
Yeah, I think he meant Luke not liking, like, basically Luke wouldn't like Singapore.
Gotcha.
Like how he didn't like the Asians and the Japanese.
Got
It
it.
It was
Put all that
WWE.
together.
I
Yeah,
like you, Sky you're saying and Oscar.
Do you
They
just
should
call
all
them,
still be
guys.
on the TV.
Guys, please, some of his favorite wrestlers are Asian, all right? Can we just go on?
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for sticking with us. Luke, thank you so much for joining us. You were a great host. It was so much fun with you tonight, man. If you
Thank you,
didn't
bro.
hear
I had
him
a lot of
earlier,
fun too.
if you didn't hear him earlier, please go check out Accept the Win. They have some new stuff dropping in the next few months. And they will be in Patchogue. What weekend? This weekend? Next weekend? I forgot.
No, July. You got plenty of time.
July.
So
You
don't
have
be
so
like,
much
oh, I
time to
couldn't
get
take off of
tickets.
work. You can.
Yeah.
Plenty of time. July 11th.
Yeah.
July 11th.
For those of you out of state,
7-Eleven.
make that trip.
7-Eleven.
There you go.
Oh,
ladies
that would
and
be a good merch idea if we had money, you know? Like an Accept the Win 7-Eleven shirt. That would be cool
Damn.
if people
Wait,
cared, you know?
Yeah. Gotta go to acceptthewins.shop. Store.
You gotta make like a Patreon and OnlyFans and get some money that way, buddy.
Hey,
Yep.
Or maybe do a Twitch, right? What a concept.
All
All right,
right.
well, hey, everybody, thank you so much for joining us. I don't think we're going to be live next Thursday. It might be next Friday. I do have a current engagement, but we will let you all know. We'll figure it out. But yeah, next week's going to be a big episode. Double or Nothing predictions. Again, Luke, thank you so much for joining us. And
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, we'll see you all next time.
Peace out, everybody.
Later.
A-Town down.
Son of a bitch.